Hi, welcome back to Nails by Sora. This is going to be a quick little video on marbling with alcohol inks, and it would seem that I'm doing a bit of a series now on marbling. I've done dip powder marbling and gel marbling. I uploaded a video recently on marbling with acrylic powder, and now I'm using the alcohol inks. And what I love about the alcohol inks is that it really allows you to be very deliberate. And I'll explain what I mean by that in a moment, but first I want to go over the products that I'm using, and they're all by Marbling Queen. I just missed the names on the bottles. Yes, Marble Queen. So it's DymeNails, DYME nails.com, and her brand is, I don't know how long her brand has been around. She's definitely been on Instagram and TikTok for quite a while, but her products are relatively new. They've come out within the past 6 months, and they've hit like wildfire. I mean, everybody's going crazy over them. And I've used them before. I think I did a video about 6 months ago when the products first came out. I was playing around with them, and I haven't really used them since. But I really wanted to play around with them again, see if I could get better at it because I hadn't really played too much with it. I've never used, before this company, I've never used alcohol inks at all. And she has a brush that you can buy with it, which it's a beautiful brush. It works perfectly. But I wanted some watercolor brushes that had finer tips to them so I could be a little bit more, as I said before, deliberate with the design instead of just using the bottle brush or the filbert style brush that you can buy through her website. So I've probably got about 12 different sized brushes, and I'm using a medium to small one. And I started out using alcohol as a diluting agent because since it's alcohol inks, you would think that alcohol would be the solution that you would use to move the liquid around on the nail, but it wasn't really working. And then I recalled from one of her videos that she said that she uses acetone, which makes more sense because it allows you to actually remove color from the nail versus just wetting it and diluting it. So I'm going in and I'm just dabbing swatches of color on the nail where I think I want to deposit color. And then I'm using the acetone to kind of fade it out in some areas. And you're never really going to get rid of it from the nail. What it's going to do is it's going to bleed and create these harsher lines and kind of like a ink blot style, which is a lot of fun to play with. And I think going forward, I might take it into my painting on nails, the videos that I'm going to be releasing on Saturdays, and maybe start doing some realistic or impressionistic watercolor paintings using the nails as a canvas. But I'm going to go with the next nail. I'll go in a little bit more detail from start to finish, what I'm doing, how I'm depositing the color, what I'm doing with the nail to prep it, because I know I kind of skipped over that a little bit. But right now I want to go in and do a second layer. So I'm base coating over the first layer to protect it and then curing it. And then I'm going over it again with matte top coat because you want a matte surface to deposit the color onto. If you use a glossy surface, it's not really going to embed into the nail, and you really want it to seep in. Matte top coat is more porous, so it's going to really seep into and soak into the nail and allow it to dry so that you can top coat over it without it bleeding. I do tend to go a little heavy And on the next two nails, the third one especially, I tried to pull back a little bit and be a little bit more judicious and deliberate with how I was putting in the color and creating the veins. But you can really make it as dark and moody or as light and ethereal as you want. I absolutely love this medium because it really allows you to fuss with it and play and remove color and add color and really direct the color on the nail the way you want to. Okay, so moving on to the next nail, I'm starting off with Millennium as a base coat, and as I said, I did a matte top coat over top to have a surface in which to deposit the alcohol inks onto. So then I'm going in with the color of choice, which is number 5. It's a beautiful kind of like woodsy green. And I'm just bleeding the line and moving it back to thin it out and create more of a refined vein. But as you can see, it's still bleeding out over the nail. It's thinning it out a little bit, making it a little bit more watercolor in nature and washed out. So it really creates that marbling effect of the different colors within the marble, the veining, and the overall marbling look that you would get. I have this habit of drawing my lines down towards the free edge. I need to be a little bit more what's the word? Not creative, but open myself up to different patterns. All my lines tend to go, in the same direction for each nail. So I want to be a little bit more varied in the way I lay down the lines and create the marbling effect. Going diagonally or going, in semicircles or whatever, just changing up the direction of the lines because they all seem to come out the same. But this one is more of a mossy green, and it's good when you're creating, I mean, you don't have to. I was going to say it's good when you're creating marbling to bring in some different colors to have that depth and get that real, I guess, marble stone feel to it. But that's not expressly necessary. You could do a very successful and beautiful marbling effect with a monotone inspiration. But I think I did that with the third nail. I went in a little bit more with just one or two colors. But again, it ended up a lot darker than I had intended it to when I started off. So here I'm going in and I'm trying to create kind of like a faded outlook between the layers, and I'm using Dreaming of Iceland, which is a milky white gel paint by Madame Glam, and I'm going to do 2 coats to kind of get those colors to sit back and fade out a bit. Didn't work quite as well as I'd hoped. Maybe I should have added a little bit more white in to make it a little less transparent, but it's okay. The nail came out beautiful regardless, and I actually really, really love the way all 3 nails turned out. So I just want to specify, just because I'm not showing it, I thought I had recorded it, but after I got the design that I wanted, I went in and I did a base coat and a top coat to finish off the nail so that it really seals in the color, and then you have a shiny top coat. I really love the way this nail turned out, and I wish I'd left it with the one layer. Even the nail as it is right now, if I had stopped here, base coated and top coated, it would have been absolutely stunning. I think I maybe took it a little too far and it wound up a lot darker than I had originally intended, but it's all, I keep saying it over and over and over again, it's just play.